Hello, welcome to a new tutorial. First I'm going to show you what we are going to create today. And that's an orange and an orange peel. This is the scene. You see the orange is peeled. Here's the peel actually itself, some knives, some leaves, and that's an additional object I added to the scene to make it a little bit more interesting. And the first thing we're going to do is to make the actual orange. So let's go start it. Okay, we need a sphere and we want to increase it a little bit, like 207. Increase the number of segments, change it to line mode, and okay, here we have the orange. And for the orange we need of course some textures, and I already got here some orange texture. But if you do not have the orange, you can easily create one of your own. Make a new material, go to color and choose gradient, go inside it and change it to a nice orange color. Like that, and on the other side a little bit darker. Okay, and we need a bump because it must have some texture, and to do that we add some noise, and maybe it's a little bit too much. Make it a little bit, oh sorry, yeah, like that. And we can choose to increase the reflectance or just leave it like this, and you got your own texture. But I will use this one, and of course you can always search the internet for a nice texture. Okay, that's the orange. Of course rename it orange. Okay, first we're going to hide it for a moment because now we are going to create the actual peel, and to do that we need a arc and 270 like this. Then we want this arc to be twisted, and to doing that we added some twist action, put it underneath the arc, and now we want to increase, and you see it's going to start spinning, and we need a lot of movement, so maybe around this, a little bit more. And we want to increase the size of the box. Yeah. And we want it unlimited. And what you see, it's not that smooth, and that's because we do not have enough points. And want it natural and maybe around 50 points, and then you see you have a nice smooth curly okay. And now what we want to do is turn this spline, because it's actually a spline, into a real object. But I always like to keep some original settings, because if I want to change something later on I still have the original settings. So I keep this arc and make a copy like this, and then I'm going to convert it into an object, and you see now it's converted into a spline. And to make the scene not that messy. Create this one and call it basic, and I put the twist action under the basic, and I can delete this one because I already have one now over here. Okay, and I call this orange peel because this will be the actual peel, and we also want to, or maybe do it like this, hide everything over there. Okay, how to convert it into a real object is we first need a sweep, and we need a rectangle, and of course it's way too big, so we have to shrink it a little bit. And okay, 60, 40, and we wanted to have some rounding because a peel is not actually square. 4, and let's give it a try. So we put this one in, and we put this one in, and let's have a look. Already see is this is way too thick, so and yeah, that's looking better. Okay, what is wrong as well? What we see now is just grab the orange. You see it's not following the shape of the orange. And the other thing that's wrong, let's just hide it for a second, it's everywhere it's the same thickness, and that's not what we want as well. We want it to be tiny at the top and as wide in the middle. And we go into the sweep, and here we can change the scale. First, we in the middle we make a new point. We have to click the control button and click, and you see the point, and then we want to lower this section way to the bottom. You see it's shrinking over here, and we want to do that on the other side as well. And we see it also shrink here. And what we also want is we want it to be not evenly, but we want it to be here small and become thicker sooner. And to do that we have to adapt the handles like this, and the other one as well, and so it's looking more natural. Okay, what is wrong as well? You see it's not following the shape of the orange, and to correct that we have to adjust the rotation, and we need a couple of more points. Click one over here and maybe one over here, and then just hide the orange for a second, and we want this section to go that way, and we want that section maybe to go like this. And maybe we have to get a little bit smaller. So we want it to shine through, so we can check if the shape is following the orange. And what you see that this bottom section is actually not perfect. So you go back in this one and just rotate this part just a little more. Always check all sides. Yeah. Get back to the orange and just make it a little bigger again, so it fits nicely the peel around the orange. Okay, so we got a peel as well. And what we see now is we do not have enough segments, so it's not very smooth. And go into the sweep, and what we want is to be uniform, like this. And we have a lot more of segments. And okay, well, if you look at this sweep now, you can see it's not that much object because we have a lot of space between these segments. But you have to keep in mind that if you want to create a bool later on, that means we're going to subtract the peel from the orange. It will take a lot of calculation and maybe even not working that perfect. So for that reason, it's maybe the best solution at this point to keep it like this. But if you really want to create two different segments and you want to actually work out or work more with this orange peel, you can decide to change these settings to uniform. You can see you weigh a lot of more segments. Of course, you have to tweak this rotation. You can do that with this section. And you can do really more modeling in this way, but we will keep it like this. Okay, what we're going to do now is we have this sweep, and before doing anything I want to make a copy again and store these original settings into the basic and rename this into orange orange peel. Okay, and what we are going to do is turn this into an object, and so you can get rid of this one. Now we have the orange peel. We will hide the orange for a second. Go into the peel, and then we create a new material. We choose a sheen, and we want it to be very light orange, maybe some bright orange, and keep this section smaller. And let's go into the roughness, and maybe let's see, 20. Yeah, maybe try this one. Maybe it's too bright. Yeah, keep it like this and put it on the orange peel. And what we need to do is, of course, the inside is white and the outside is orange. So we have to select the outside, and well, maybe anyone knows a faster way of doing this, but I'm doing just like this. Just selecting all those rings. Oh, sorry. Almost there. Okay, and then you have to select someone on the top as well. Not all, but maybe half. And just don't forget the bottom section. Maybe like this. And then we put the orange on this section. Okay, we did everything like it should be like white on the inside and orange on the outside. Okay, and just hide this one as well, because otherwise we will see it in the render. And have a quick check, and there we have our peel. Yeah, okay, well, if that's your end goal, okay, keep it like this. But we will continue on the melted orange or just dynamic orange peel and the actual orange itself. Okay, we grab the orange again. The other thing we can do is actual orange isn't that round at the top and on the bottom, but I'll just do the top, and if you get a hang on it, you can do the bottom section as well. Loop selection and again, and what happens now is I can't select anything because it's still a sphere. And what we do is we just make a copy and put it on the basic. Okay, and I make this one edible, and now I can select all those rings. Okay, and we want to push it a little bit inside. Okay, make a new selection. Like this. Just a little more. Yep, and then I'll grab these ones and get some extrude, pull it down a little bit. Yeah, that's way too much. Like this. Get a centerpiece, and we extrude this the other way around, going up, and like this, and create a new material. We want a gradient, and we want a nice green color. Okay, the other end, this, and we don't want it to be a reflectance. Oops. Loop selection, material on. Okay. And what else we can do to make it more look natural is Select some individual points, maybe like this, and group someone over here. Oh, sorry, this one was still selected, so deselect all. Just do that again. Okay, one on the other side. Maybe some over here. And push them a little bit inside, just for the shading. Yeah. Okay. Now we got our orange and our orange peel, and now we want to subtract the orange peel from the orange. And to do that, we need a bowl, and we put the orange in like that, and then we put the orange peel inside. You know, when high quality. And maybe put the gold shading off so we can see it a little better. And now we have to check everything. Yeah, the bottom side is okay. And just adjust it over here a little bit, because here is gone for a second. And just have to be careful with this. Just lower it just a tiny bit, and then just shrink it a little bit. Yeah, it does look nice. Okay, and then if we want to keep the orange peel as well, we have to make a copy. And there we have the orange peel again. So you have the actual orange, you have the peel and the subtract version of it. And if we want to keep that also, we have to make a copy. Place the bool on the basic. Okay, get rid of this one for a second. Current state object. Okay. And then we have the peel orange. So, okay. What else we can do? What's always nice is we want it like it's dropped down, like it's dynamic. So we get another copy of the orange peel, slide a little bit aside, like this. And what we want to do is we actually want to melt it, and to do that we have to place it underneath. What you see, it's totally flat now, and that's way too much, so we have to shrink it a little bit. And okay, and one melt size just behind it. And what we also can do is just push it a little bit the other way around, and you can see it's, yeah, you just keep the shape you like. And now is just play a little bit around with the settings. Keep it the way you like it, like this, or just increase the strength, just decrease it, change the radius, or just like this, just the way you like it. It's all about personal taste, of course. Change the noise scale, and like this, flatten out, or okay, and you can also hide this one, and you got the peeled version next to it. I picked just my original scene with a melted peel, just the orange. I added some leaves and I added a knife, and that's not complicated. You can check your settings, type in knife, and you see you have one included if it's okay in your version of Cinema 4D. You can just grab this knife, which I did, and you can also type in leaf and you get all kinds of different leaves you to choose from, and I just picked one. I think it's a actually like this, or a basil. This basil leaf. It's not actually orange, but it will suit the scene. And if you add some lightning, of course, and then you have the original image I showed you. The final render again, just the peeled orange peel, knife, some leaves, and of course you can do this with an apple or with a lime or any other object. Just pointed you the way I did it, and of course there are always other ways to imitate this scene. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and maybe see you again with the next one. Bye.